We are in Berlin and Techstars METRO, sitting with Rob, who is managing director. And Rob was so nice to invite us and to spend some time with us. So thank you very much for that. And Techstars is pretty known all over the world. It's an international program that's active in many cities. But we would like to learn more about, of course, Techstars in general and also the activities here in Berlin. So, could you please briefly introduce the whole project and what you are doing here?
Sure. So Techstars is a global accelerator. Techstars is the largest accelerator in the world. We have a 13-week program that's broken up into 3 different phases. We have mentorship. The middle phase is the build phase, and then we have pitch phase, which is what Techstars METRO is in right now, in preparation for demo day, where the companies showcase their product or service to the world. We have programs all over the world right now. We have 2 different types of programs. You have corporate programs and city programs. The average city program, like Techstars New York or Techstars Boston or Techstars Berlin, are vertical agnostic. They invest in 10 companies that can be in any vertical, any business model. It's really up to the managing director on what they want to invest in. The investment amount and terms are the same across all Techstars programs. It's $20,000 for common stock equity, and then 100,000 convertible notes. Those are the city programs. The corporate programs on the other side are companies like we have Disney, we've had Nike, Sprint, Qualcomm, Barclays, and they all have a vertical. So Barclays, for example, is financial technology. Disney is entertainment. The program that I run here at Techstars METRO is focused on hospitality and food tech. So METRO is the largest wholesaler for hotels and restaurants in the world. So we focus on digital solutions that can improve the way that hotels and restaurants do business. In Berlin in particular, we're here because we're slowly moving across Europe, and Berlin is a very exciting ecosystem. So if you look at the top 20 startup hubs in the world, Silicon Valley is number 1, Tel Aviv is number 2. Berlin is currently number 7 on that list, but if you look at how quickly each of them is growing, Berlin is growing more so than any of the other in the top 20. Even if you compare it to the number 2 fastest growing, Berlin is growing at a factor of 5 faster than that one. So you're going to see Berlin move up the charts very quickly over the course of the next couple of years. Last quarter was the first quarter in the history of us tracking that Berlin had more venture capital activity than they even had in London. So you can see as it grows very, very quickly here, which is why we're focusing our efforts here. So Techstars Berlin is our other Techstars program here. They ran their first program this last summer of 2015 and graduated their class. We started in October, and our demo day is the end of this month.
So what do you think is the unfair advantage of Techstars in general to compare with other accelerated programs or Techstars METRO?
I mean, I wouldn't say that it's an unfair advantage. I would say that what Techstars is able to bring to the table is primarily based on the network. We have over 3,500 investors, mentors, advisors, entrepreneurs all over the world that have either gone through Techstars, have mentored at Techstars, are connected to the Techstars network in some way. So it allows an entrepreneur access like they wouldn't have any other way. So I'm an entrepreneur. I built a company in London, and when you need access to a business development person at a particular company, you have to go through the normal channels. Let me find out who I know. Let me try to email the person, cold email them directly, and it's very slow. Techstars offers a platform. We have tools that allow them to reach out to almost anybody across our network, which greatly facilitates the speed at which they're able to meet the people that they need.
So if you pick up just the best perks or highest benefits for entrepreneurs for Techstars METRO, what it would be?
For Techstars METRO, I would say it's the access to the network, like I just mentioned, as well as the access to METRO. So all of our companies are companies that have either hotels or restaurants as customers, and METRO is the largest supplier in the world for hotels and restaurants. So they have over 2 million hotel and restaurant customers across 26 different countries. So if your company creates software that allows a restaurant to operate their restaurant better, having access to 2 million customers is a huge asset that you wouldn't be able to find anywhere else in the world.
Are there any success stories you would like to share with us? Company
Today, no. Today, no. If you come back on demo day and you want to see demo day, or you ask me after demo day, then I'll be able to tell you. We have some very great success stories, but we're going to save for demo day.
Then, if you look at the successful startups here in Berlin, maybe even startups, let's make it European, as you have experience from London. What do you think are the patterns of successful startup? Is there something which is similar for all successful startup or founders?
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily here in Europe, but I mean, there's definitely patterns overall. I would say, I mean, that's just asking in general. So it's the entrepreneurs. It's always the entrepreneur. It's always the team. Like, it's never, I mean, so we use 6 criteria at Techstars to choose which startups we're going to actually invest in. And it's team, market traction, idea. So the team is meant to be 3 different portions of that, because a great team with a mediocre idea will always outperform a mediocre team with a great idea. So it's always the team, it's always the entrepreneur.
So my next question was, what are currently startups you're working with, and how do you see them succeeding in future? So is this something you can share right now, or it's time for the
Yeah, I mean, so just a couple examples of companies that we're working with very closely. Yeah, I mean, so I can give you a couple of examples. So for example, we have a company in the program right now called Group Raise. Group Raise is an American-based company that allows groups of people to go to a restaurant together, a group between 20 and 200. And the restaurant agrees to kick back a portion of the proceeds of that meal to a charity. What this does is it allows big groups of people to raise money for things like charities or even local causes. It increases value for the restaurants, because restaurants, a lot of the problems is that, you know, on Saturday evening a restaurant is packed, but they have the same costs as Tuesday evening when nobody's there. So it's a platform that allows a restaurant to be able to fill up the slow times, but also offers benefit to people to raise money for charity. And it's they're growing very, very quickly. They're in our program now. We expect them to have great success. Another company might be Zen Chef. So Zen Chef is a Paris-based company that's also in the program here. They offer a marketing suite platform for restaurants to allow them to better market foot traffic to come in. And with the cooperation of Metro, they've greatly increased the quality of business and expanded their business just over the course of the last 12 weeks.
If you look into the future, let's say 5 years projection, where do you see this program? What would be the role? How will it grow?
To be honest, we're focused on right now. We're not looking 5 years into the future. I mean, it's very difficult as an accelerator to look 5 years into the future. I mean, right now we're focused on the companies we have in the program right now, and focused on how we can help them, support them as much as possible.